Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Gio. I run the channel Faith Based Recovery with Gio. And I run this channel, with the hopes that I can inspire others to change their lives like I have changed mine. So as of today, I have 849 days clean, which I'm extremely proud of. Today, my credit score went up to a 710. It went up 22 points today, which is very exciting to me. I'm sitting in this new chair that I purchased on my nice sun porch that I have, and these are all very, very good things that are happening in my life now. Tomorrow, my daughter's going to be coming over my house for dinner. Just so many amazing things that are happening, in my life. Today, I had my prayer group today, followed by Bible study. Yesterday, I went to church and I got to speak at church. I got to share a testimony about our vacation Bible school, which had happened last week because I was a crew leader at that. And, my life has changed in every single way possible. And it's amazing feeling. It feels absolutely amazing to be this new person that I am and to have all this confidence, in my recovery. Like I have no fear of using, I have no cravings, I have no desire for any of it. And that's even though like I was the worst kind of addict that there was. I really, really was. And anyone who knows me, who knew me as an addict, would say those words to you. They would tell you I was the worst kind of addict that there was, and that basically out of everyone that they would never expect that I would be the one that could get clean and that could do this. So I truly wanted to create this channel to be a living example of what, number one, God can do in your life, and number two, what your life can become, just by getting clean and just by trying to lead a better life, just by trying to be a good person, by trying to, not use drugs, basically is what it comes down to. That's what I had to do. So my last video, I compared my picture from my first video that I made back in November 2023 to, how I look now. And it's like night and day. I can see the difference. So anyone else that can see it can see the difference as well. And at that point in time, I was like 6 months clean. So now you jump back past that when I was using and everything, how I looked like, I don't know. It's amazing how much just, truly being clean and just having my mind about me and having my, my health about me and working on my health and just working on myself, how much that can do for you, and I truly want my life to be an example for all, just to show all the addicts that are out there, that there is a better life. I love waking up every day. I truly wake up every day excited for my life. I wake up every day excited to check my credit score, excited to talk to my family, excited to talk to my church family, excited to think about the video that I can make this week to show all the progress that I've had in my life, and it's really exciting. We're doing things like saving money, trying to plan to buy a car. These are all things that I could, when I was an addict, I'm living for every cent I have has to go to drugs. Every cent I have has to go to fulfilling my habit. There's no getting drinks, there's no getting food, there's no buying anything like that at that point, especially when you're really down and out. You can't do any of that because all your focus is, okay, how am I going to get that next fix? And when I get that next fix, how am I going to get that fix after that? And it's a terrible life to live. It really, really is. Like, and the whole thing is that I know a lot of addicts out there, like this one specifically that I can think of right now, that says, I love my life. I love living this life that I live. And, there was a good point in time where I actually felt that too. I thought, I'm living my life every day, trying to have the best day of my life. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to party as hard as I can party today to try to have the best day of my life, and these other people, they're going to work all day. What am I doing? I'm sitting in a hotel smoking, partying. Like my life's way better than theirs, and that's what I would tell myself. It's truly what I would tell myself. But at the same time, like I can't go outside that hotel room because I feel like cops are out there that are going to pick me up. And when I run out of whatever I have to go to the store and go break the law and go steal stuff in order to get more, or else I have to go sell stuff, sell drugs illegally in order to get more. Just all the legal things I'm doing where I'm just waiting at any moment to get picked up and go to jail. I thought about like my wedding. I just got married, and I thought, we planned this, for about 8 months beforehand. We started planning it and everything. I could never do that as an addict because I never know what my life would be at that moment. And what would happen if I didn't have my drugs that day? I can't go get married without drugs. Like that's how much it controls every single thing that you do in your life. Like it controlled when I went to the bathroom. It controlled just everything, and it dominated everything in my life for so long. Like I remember this one point in time in my life where I literally could not go to sleep because it's when I first like lost everything in my life. All my possessions, everything all got thrown out, by my landlord when I went to jail for 4 months, and everything I'd owned had been thrown out. So now I got out of jail and all I had was my paper bag full of stuff, so I know that feeling, and I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where am I going to go? I don't know what to even do. I don't have a phone. I have no money. I don't have nothing. I don't know what to even do with my life. So what am I going to do? My life is so bad. I have no hope of ever making it better. That's what I felt like. So the only thing I could think about is not being in my head. I don't want to be in my head so bad that I'll do anything to be out of it. It don't even matter what it is. It don't matter what the risk is. It don't matter what the danger is. None of that matters. All it matters is that I get out of my head at all costs. That's the only thing that matters to me at that moment. And I know that feeling so, so well. And I don't want that feeling no more. I don't want that. I mean, there were some times when things got better for me where I had a lot. I had a lot of stuff always. I had a lot of drugs always. And I was able to stay high for a long period of time. And so that felt fun. But at the same time, it was always somebody robbing you, somebody trying to get over on you, someone giving me fake stuff, trying to run from these cops, trying to not get, there's just so much that goes into it all that it doesn't, as fun as I thought it wasn't fun at all to look back. And like the whole thing is I don't remember 98% of what I did. I don't even remember it. So what is that fun? What is the fun of getting high and going and doing something if you don't even remember it the next day? What fun? What does that matter? What did that possibly do for me except for take some time away from my life, take some time away from things I could have been done productive in my life, but also just take years off of my life, how long I was set to live. I probably could have lived to 500, but all the drugs I did, now I'll probably only live to 100. So, but at the same time, like all those things that I did, they matter nothing. You're not going to remember all these times you went and got high and you did partied and you did all these things. They're going to matter nothing. You're going to not care about them at all. It counts for nothing. It does nothing for you. What counts is this nice chair that I bought that I'll have forever as long as I want it. I mean, I don't even know if I like it, but this will count. What counts is the sweatshirt that I bought myself that I love, that I will be able to keep forever, hopefully, if I can take care of it. What else counts is getting married, and being happy to see my wife every time that she comes home, and not worried that she's out doing something she's not supposed to be doing, not worried that she's going to get arrested doing something she isn't supposed to be doing because she's off dropping off bags for me somewhere, or else she went just whatever, or else maybe she overdosed. That happened one time where I was at my house and she was at our friend's house, and they called me asking for Narcan, and I said, "Who's it for?" And they said, "For my wife." And I didn't have my car keys or nothing, so I couldn't even get there. That was the worst feeling in the world. I hated, and like, so it's just things like that I had to go through, or else her overdose in front of me having to Narcan her and wake her up, or else myself overdosing all the 6-7 times I did, and waking up either in the hospital or waking up to paramedics, and just those feelings, and how people looked at you, and just, it's not fun, man. It's really, really not. And there's no good in it at all. And so that's all I'm trying to explain, is that the people that think that you're living your life, like, you're really, really not. All you're doing is hurting yourself. And you will at some point in time, you don't want this to be your legacy. You don't want you don't want your legacy to just be, people they're not dirtbags. You're not scumbags because you do drugs. You're doing scumbag things. You're doing dirtbag things because you have to, because there's no other way to survive. I know that because I did all those same things, more so than almost anybody else ever did. I promise you. So I can say those things and I can refer to it like that. But I don't think anybody's a scumbag or a dirtbag that does anything. I just think that you're lost and you have no hope for your life. And so you're living your life doing the only thing that gets you by every day. I understand that feeling. I know that feeling too well. But I promise you, you don't want that to be the legacy that you live, and think about all the people that overdose and are gone right now. They don't have a chance to switch their legacy. They don't have a chance to change anything. Their kids have to live their lives thinking that their parents cared more about drugs than they did about them. That's how they're going to live their entire life. And you're never going to be able to make them see anything. They will never be able to make them see anything different than that, because they're gone and they're not here anymore. And God bless them all. And I feel so sad that they're all not here. But at the same time, you are here. I am here. So I'm going to change the way that my kids look at me. I'm going to change the way that the world sees me. I'm going to do that for myself and for them. You have a chance to do that now too, and I'm thinking of specific people that were in my life, that have kids that they haven't seen in a long time. And I know what it's like, just to out of sight, out of mind. You're not thinking about them. It's you're just living that life. You're going in that life, that lifestyle. You're just surrounding yourself with all those people that are in that life. That's all that you're thinking about. That's all that you're focusing on. That's all that you're doing, right? And I understand that. And that's what I did for so many years of my life. That's all I did, surrounded myself with all those people. I didn't talk to family. I didn't talk to children. I didn't talk to anything. I just surrounded myself with that group of people, because when I'm around that group of people, I don't feel bad about my life, and I don't feel bad about, the way that I'm living or anything. I'm actually looked at cool, because I'm cool amongst those people, whatever. But you're not cool. It's not cool at all what you're doing. And all you're doing is just wasting your time. Like, I'm 46 years old now. What I wouldn't love to be saying this all at 36. I would love it if I was 36 or 26 and to have that much more time to make my life better, to have that much more time to grow my life into something really amazing. Now I'm limited. I'm not limited because I'm still so young. I'm only 46, but at that same time, I wish I was 26 saying this, and I wish I'd realized all these things I realize now sooner. And I wish that I accepted God into my life sooner than I did. But the solace that I have, and the solace you can have too, is that I don't believe I would have ever accepted God into my life the way that I do now, as if I hadn't went through all the experiences that I went through. So in my life, everything had to happen the exact way it did in order for me to accept God into my life, and for me to make God first place in my life, where I'm living my life for God every day. And that's the most important thing that you can do in your life. So if you can turn your addiction into loving God and into putting God first place in your life, then it was all worth it. Then it was all worth it. And you can make it all count for something, and you can make it all be for a reason. And that reason can be positive, and there is hope for anybody at any age. If you just do that, and you can just do that, just turn your addiction into, it led me to God. It led me to God. Then it can make it all worth it. And everybody can look at you different. Everyone can see it. It's your saving grace for your life. It's such an amazing saving grace for your life. And you can do that. Any addict can do that. Any addict has that ability to do that. Like, you have that ability, and I'm living proof of that. Everyone looks at me differently now. Like, I spoke to somebody today, and I told them, if something got stolen at my work, if money got stolen at my work, I would probably be the last person that was looked at. I don't know if that's exactly true, but I believe that it would be pretty close. I would be one of the last people that would be ever thought to do that. And that's with my background of stealing from every single employer I ever had and every single store I ever went to for a very long time. That's what I did. And yet I've changed myself in that way, and anyone who sees me and talks to me and knows me now, they see God in me. That's what my embodiment is now. And that's how I want to live now, is to live for that. So I don't know. I hope you got value out of this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, all those good things you can possibly do in order to help the YouTube algorithm to share this video to others. But truthfully, I cannot stress it enough that all addicts, there is a way to improve right now. There is a way to do it. I know it's not an easy thing to do it. You can't just flip that switch and do it, but put that in your head, that there is change, and there is change available, and there is a better life available, and that I can be the living proof of that better life. As like I said, I truly wake up every day excited, waking up every day feeling good, saying every day to Tanya, to my wife, every day, I love our life. We love our lives. We say it all the time. And we do. And we both work all the time. We barely see each other, but yet we say we love our lives, and we love the time we have together. We love reading the Bible together. These are the things we do now. And it's awesome. It's amazing, and we're building a life, we're building a life. I'm 46 years old, building my life for the first time, but it feels good to be doing that. And because I have put God first place, it feels better than anything I could have ever done before and anything I ever would have done before. So it was all for a reason. It all brought me here, and I can be proud of that, and I can live with that, and I can be okay with that. And I can let all my past go, all the things I go, all the things I did because of that. So I love you all. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Remember, as nice as it is to be important, it is infinitely more important to be nice. I love you. God bless.